Hello, and welcome to the Youth Pulse podcast with me, Dico Andrew, where we discuss pressing issues of this generation with heartful conversation, inspiring stories, and diverse perspective on girl-child marriage, reproductive health, education, youth champions, and climate, among other compelling topics, meeting your needs. Join us today to be informed, empowered, and engaged. The Youth Pulse podcast is speaking from our hearts. Hey, what's up? What's perfect? What's cracking? It's your girl, Dico Andrew, on another episode of the Youth Pulse podcast. Each and every time we do dive into different topics and with some amazing guests that I do have around. And for this very one that we are going to be diving into, an important topic that I feel like we should also be sharing with you at Shabab Bitan Sudan, how to cope up with modern and transitional society, because like with the new tech, there is shifting values, career pressure, and not to forget as well constant of hustle to fit in and as well adopt. So we are thriving with those amazing guests, so why not let loose and introduce them as well. Good afternoon, or a good morning, or a good night.
Good afternoon, Dico. How are you?
I'm doing great. You can just introduce yourself. What do you do? What talent do you have? Who you are? Just a summary.
Okay, I'm Peter. I'm called Peter Emmanuel. Peter Emmanuel Justin. I am a student in the University of Juba, and at the same time, I'm a photographer. And then what else? A co-founder of the Writers Hub Initiative. Yeah.
This is something
Besides-
I didn't know about him, by the way.
Besides, he is a referee.
Why are you introducing me?
Really? So you're into football as well?
Yeah.
Wow.
You don't hide that part.
Wow. So yeah, I'm Hokam Tana ta Madam Bullock there. And on my left?
I'm by the name Emmanuel Kenyu.
Okay. So Emmanuel.
Yeah, we both Emmanuel.
Okay.
Besides, let me say I'm mostly known by the name Kenny. A student at the University of Juba. A footballer.
Okay.
A photographer as well.
Okay. Which team do you play for?
Currently, I play for Lion Hunters.
Okay.
And he's a member of the Writers Hub too.
Yeah.
Wow, interesting. This is something like I didn't know about those two, but interesting that we always do the introduction, yeah? And when it comes to one thing, I thought that they would be saying like, I'm studying at a University of Jamajuba, but I gladly didn't do that. But we are going straight to the point. What does modern society mean to you personally? When someone mention about modern society, what comes always into your mind?
From my own perspective, I can say it's the way the world evolves, and the world evolves into the changes that keeps happening like in our daily lives. Yeah.
هسي انت بتظن انه مش بكون بعربي ثقافه عربي ما بسيط كده بتحس انه شباب تاني جنوبيين مثقفين هم مثقفين ولا إننا لسه مو صومال لاجئ
يعني okay, we are almost there.
yeah
Okay, like not everyone had reached to that part yet, but then we're almost there. One, due to the factors that we're still a young country that is getting developed, and then the fact that the illiteracy rate is higher than the literacy rate in the country. And remember, the world is evolving towards technology itself, and this requires education and literacy. So we're almost there. We're going that way.
And what will be that one thing excite you whenever that you mention in today's world, and especially relatable to what you're doing as a student or as a photographer or even as being part in the referee or in the football scene?
Compared to the past lives, I can say the access to opportunities and knowledge. Like right now, you can access opportunities, knowledge online while you've been home, but then in the past you have to walk very many kilometers in order to just to find an employment opportunity, school opportunity, or to learn something. But then with the world evolving, everything, like literally you can go to YouTube, which is a free university, and you learn from there.
And actually the Chinese and the Indians.
The Indians,
they really help us in a lot of things.
Personally, they helped me a lot.
So that's very true.
Even though from there, whatever, from the way they explain, like mostly on YouTube, the way the English they speak is way different because their accent is way like so hard to cope up with, but they keeps helping us.
Do you know like Debitan Gabluzbu, I just fahem algebra it's a very nice thing, which made me fall in love in math after school. You know, like there's this algebra equation that this Chinese was explaining, like the Chinese way and the American way. I said like, oh my god, where was this when I was at school? Like this will have solved for me a lot of
You
problems.
would have done even a lot.
Yes, and even not only that, but Bordeaux كان جا في حنك زمان ده كان ناس بيوصل قالي
Let us.
بترسا
Gulusi Makitale, they come from Muniki.
like you have to work for distance عشان تلقى
Just to
حنك
go,
يرجعها ولا كمان تكم كان دير meet after school, like it's just a lot. But now there is WhatsApp, there is FaceTime, there is calls, there is a lot of things that are also happening.
Yeah, it
This
made
all
life
comes to
quite
technology.
easier. Yeah, technology quite made life easier in all aspects. Although I feel there's some challenges that it also comes in.
That's
Comes
for
in
sure.
with changes. Remember, change doesn't only come with positive things. It comes with both positive and
Right.
negative things at the
That's
same
for
time.
sure. And I feel like sometimes with the challenges, like how does or even what's that challenges that you think like we are still trying to figure out how to maneuver through it?
I can say mostly like on the side of technology, like to adapt to it,
Yeah.
to adapt to the technology that keeps coming, like it's way hard.
Mm.
Like currently there is the AI,
Yes.
the AI technology and all that, and like you need to learn about that AI.
Mhm.
And currently, I can say they introduced a course at the university. Like that was last year they introduced it, but they just announced, but they haven't yet started.
Yeah.
So, but there is also a challenge. When they introduced, they were saying it should be like on masters, I think, or something like that, for master's students only, which will be so
Right.
much difficult. So there is still a lot, like on the side of technology, like to adapt to it, it's way so difficult.
Yeah.
So
And even like when it comes with AI, because like as you mentioned earlier on, the world is really shifting into technology world. And when it comes to South Sudan, we are still there fighting. Even just sometimes you go full Facebook, then like it's just a lot, you know.
But then I think it's not only South Sudan wise. If you look into the Western world, they're investing millions and billions of dollars into the AI technology.
Yes.
But meanwhile, in Africa, we're investing our money into something else that in a long-term run is not going to help the
Cannot
future
help,
that's
yeah.
coming.
Yes.
And then I think also with the changes itself, like as much as it affects typically everyone, most especially on the youth, the youth aspect. Like the change that we're having right now, it came with lots of exposure that I, being in South Sudan, I can be at 24 years old, and then my age mate who is in the other country is making way more than what my father is earning.
it's just crazy.
And then
if you
it
keep
gives
going
you
through
pressure.
that.
It gives you pressure of like, I want to succeed, like pressure of wanting to succeed and get anything quickly, like as soon as possible. Yani, change is good, but then
It comes with a lot of challenges.
Lots of challenges. And then typically our authorities are not doing anything to help us.
And even when it comes to that, let's get the social media aspect part will come in few, but also I'm still trying to get back to the AI, the artificial intelligence, in which the whole Western world is really trying to invest, as I mentioned, into AI, in which in South Sudan, how are we using? Because like, there is a قبل ما نمشي في AI, أنا لسه بحس إنه إحنا كشباب أنا لسه ما بعرف استعمل the gadget that we are having, the power of gadget that we are having in our hand. Because like imagine, just because of a text that I've sent you yesterday, you were able to respond very fast and you showed up today, right?
Yes.
So if not, it will have not been done.
It would have not been.
So like it requires us to learn like, okay, but telephone, what can I do? It's not about cyberbullying. It's not about tihanik mazol saat, but people make money, as you mentioned.
Sure.
Or even younger than us, bro, they're making money
A lot.
in few seconds. Like you say, like, okay, what am I doing wrong, or what are we
What
doing
have
wrong?
I done wrong?
Yes, like in your own ways, like what have we done wrong as South Sudanese whenever it comes to us using our gadgets in a very wrong way?
I can say like mostly people, like I can say on my own perspective, people see it impossible. Like they would know that if I do this, it will help me and I can get something from it. But then people see it like, no, it will be impossible to start. That's the most challenging part. The start is always hard. And that's what made, I think, South Sudanese doesn't make use of the gadgets we have. So that is it.
Okay.
And also, let's give it to the illiteracy rate in the country.
Yeah.
Like I can say kudos to those who are educated. At least they have that little exposure to the gadgets, like the use of the gadgets and stuff. As a result, you can be in the university. If you don't have any of these gadgets, life will definitely be hard on
Very
you.
hard.
Yeah.
So I can say the fact that we're having people that are illiterate, and then the literacy rate is high
Yeah.
compared to literacy, it affects literally everything. Like me, when I hold the phone like this, the only thing that I can do is take pictures. Like this is happening like right now. I can give you this phone. The first thing that comes to your mind, what is the camera
Is the-
quality
the-
of this phone?
The camera
Yeah.
quality.
How
and the
many
se-
GB is it having?
And even some people buy
The
their
second
iPhones
thing they
because
go
of the quality of the
They don't
Camera
look
quality,
into the
actually.
fact
There's
that
nothing.
this camera, this phone
Yeah.
can open opportunities for me
Yes,
and
that's
can
for sure.
make me earn a living out of it.
Yeah.
This is it. Like we're not yet exposed to technology that much, and we
And-
don't allow ourselves to be exposed to
And
it.
even like with the phone that you're having, can the Infinix, can the Techno, can the iPhone, can the Samsung, can the Hawaii, whatever type of a
Nokia.
phone, even Nokia, what you can do as a student, you can get your ajada assignment can be done through that.
Through
But
it,
you have to
that's
use
sure.
AI in a very good way so that your lecturer cannot come and bash you.
And also, you see, one thing, it's not only AI. You see
Yeah.
these people that in the University of Juba, there are people that literally do assignment for students, and then you pay.
You see, those
Yeah.
are the
It's not only
hustlers,
in
right?
University of Juba. It's
Yeah.
like all over.
Yeah.
So, as much as like slightly they're helping,
Yeah.
but then also they're ruining
They're
you at the
ruining
same
you
time
at the
because
same
you
time.
become too
Yes.
over dependent on them.
Yeah.
Like you want them to do everything for you.
Yeah.
And this is the same what AI is doing. Like there are people right now that they cannot write a simple like message, "Hi, how are you?" without AI coming in.
AI.
That's why at any graduation that I'm seeing, and I have witnessed that over the weekend, the type of paragraphs like the graduates are writing, you say like, okay,
Exactly.
how many years have you spent? The money needed to be refunded as soon as possible.
And the funny thing is, like
Yeah.
sometimes you would see the type of paragraph that person is reading. No offense, of course, but
But
then, come on,
going-
I know you on a personal level. I know what you're capable
Even,
of.
Like
I
you
know.
about that,
Come-
going through like seeing the paragraph and going to the course that person is studied. It's
Yeah.
just
It doesn't make, it
It
doesn't,
Doesn't
doesn't
make
make
sense.
sense. It
Doesn't
doesn't
make
add up.
doesn't make
And
sense
then
at all.
some people, they don't exclude that prompt part that AI adds at concluding, like you can change or add something. Like they just
Yeah.
copy and paste everything
Oh
and
my
post.
God.
No offense,
It's
but
just-
it's
Can
happening.
go like it's
It's
going to
happening.
It's
be
just
so weird.
embarrassing.
So I feel like with AI and the technology, like you can still evolve yourself. Can they
Yeah.
can student إذا كان برضو إذا كان في محل شغل ولا even إذا كان عاطل ذاته إذا كان عاطل still you can still
You
make
can
something
still
out of
Something
it.
out of it.
And when it comes to, we mentioned about social media earlier on, yeah?
Yeah.
How do you guys think social media and technology affect how you see yourself? Because like we had mentioned, people just do it for selfies, for instance. Well, people just are using social media for wrong things to do, but also احنا كشباب بتاع الجنوبيين like أمون بيجا بين حاجة ده social media عادة محل showing off,
Yeah,
whereby
sure.
you always show off everything
Whatever you
good.
have, whatever you
But
do.
sometimes إنت بيجي زولا ورا ناك وكينا data kidding, data dealing, data shit. Like sometimes I'm being a feel negative way
Negative
about
reaction.
command. Us as youth are using the social media in a very wrong way.
I can say social media can actually impact you in two ways, negative and both and positive.
Yeah.
But now currently, as I'm seeing, like from the South Sudanese side, mostly people they use it in a negative way, especially on Facebook. The cyberbullying and everything, like it's mostly rampant on Facebook. It even happened to me. Like till now, I don't use Facebook.
Wow.
I deactivated my account, so I'm only using Instagram, WhatsApp, and the other.
Could be there any reason?
There's a reason. Like I do. By then, I used to do advert and even like do post memes sometimes. But the memes I post are based on facts. But then people take it like as if I'm doing it intentionally, like to hurt them. So I was like, if that's the case, then let me just step back.
But I can guess what kutubara nakale as well and believe so can magazine meter.
Exactly.
It's okay. Like why catching feelings
can
for something
just-
that I'm just posting for the public?
I've even been getting like threats from just from those. So I was like, no, let me just let it go. So I just decided to let it go, and I can now just go on like just scroll from TikTok and be
Yeah.
watching everything because TikTok is just for content creators.
That's for sure.
Yeah, so I just go there, scroll and have fun and everything. But social media, like mostly I can say it like having a negative impact, especially on South Sudanese,
Yeah.
mostly.
Wow. Have you ever felt peer pressured with keeping up with the trends? Because like of late, like, the latest trend is about the Gimli studio picture, right? That's the latest one.
And this is
Or-
one.
Or the one in TikTok, it's I feel like it's a piano.
And
That's
you did the
that-
gameplay of us. It's currently a WhatsApp DP. Okay.
Someone got
By
caught.
the way, that's how WhatsApp
Okay, like on a personal note,
Yeah.
I don't feel moved with peer pressure,
Yeah.
because sometimes like when I sit with myself, like
Yeah.
there's this thing that comes to me. Look at
Mhm.
where you come from. What type
Yeah.
of background do you have?
Yes.
How were you brought up
Mm.
until you are right now?
Yeah.
So I take social media as any other pressure that comes in,
Mm.
especially when it is from social media or from
Yeah.
my peers.
Yeah.
It is a force that comes in and wants to
To
distract you
just
for a little
distract
bit,
you for a
Yes.
moment.
Yeah.
and to check like are you going to give in or that.
Yeah.
That's why like when I don't go with trends,
Mhm.
by the way, I don't go with trends, whether it being dances,
Mhm.
lifestyle or whatsoever.
Yeah.
Like I live my life the way
According.
I feel like
Mm.
it's going on positive. And
But sometimes also احنا كشباب احنا كبنات بالضبط إذا بعينوا زول تاني because they saw someone who is doing a very different accent, people will change accent, people will change outfit. Ita بعرف قالي gonya mus bunuta hasab goato
good kwa.
lakini gua taki masikilta gonya ta algiran ta takiri. Yeah,
Gonya
then you
Shahrukh.
started, yeah, he's just feeling
Yeah.
like, okay, what are we feeding ourselves? And even like when it comes to social media, as you mentioned, on a personal level, like you know what you want, you know your focus, you know your purpose or
Yeah,
something
sure.
like that. But also sometimes on our timeline, whatever that we are viewing, it's what we are feeding ourselves into.
Yes.
Like for FYPs, yeah?
Yeah,
Like if you're a foodie, your
you
FYPs will
definitely
be food.
the algorithm will
There's-
definitely
algorithm
get you.
is
the
real.
algorithm.
It will
And
definitely
then
get you.
it comes to what do you frequently search, because
Yeah.
Yeah,
Facebook
sure.
gives you suggestion, or
Yes.
TikTok or whatsoever gives you suggestion
Mm.
on what you search.
Yeah.
What type of contents do you engage with?
Yeah.
So like for instance, if I engage with contents that promote cyberbullying,
Mhm.
they'll be coming onto my news
Yes.
feeds every now and then.
Yeah.
So like this, I'll be like, okay, this is the life I want.
Mm.
But then sometimes we need to know what social media is for.
Yeah.
Like South Sudanese wise, we don't
Mhm.
use it as other countries do.
Yeah,
We don't take opportunities of
Mm.
social
of
media.
social media.
Like okay, few are taking opportunities of social media, but
Mhm.
many are just using social media for the fact that okay, I can post, I can get likes, comments,
Yeah.
and
People can look after me.
yes.
That is.
By the way.
But then the opportunities, people get money, people learn
Scholarships, by the
scholarships, stuff
way.
like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And honestly, through social media, I was able to go to 4 different countries. Like I got all different chances for trainings through social
Mm.
media. Nobody came to me like, Peter, here's
Now
a
then
form, you
apply.
fill it, it's for this and this and this. It's through social media.
Only through social
And through
media.
social media, I have connection externally
Mm.
outside South Sudan.
Yeah.
That's why like in my circle, I have like literally if I go to every country, as much as I don't talk that much with people,
Mm.
but then I find 1 or 2 people that I can interact with to know what's happening, what's going on there.
That's for sure.
But then if you only use social media for the perspective that because I have a friend in India, I want to
Mhm.
talk to that person,
Yeah.
you're not learning
You're not
anything
learning
because
anything.
if I'm to be with you daily, Diko, I will not get anything new
Yeah.
because this is you that I know and growing up with. But then
And I
if I
think-
get to meet Emmanuel,
Yeah.
I will learn something new from him. Likewise, he will learn something else.
And this is how growth is supposed to be like.
Of course.
Yeah,
Like
sure.
if you want to grow, this is how it's supposed to be like. For him, he getting to know where he's coming from, and that's what kept him grounded. But
Yeah.
for you, Emmanuel, what always keep you stay in your ground when life like feels a little bit very fast moving and shifting?
From like on my side, I say what keeps me like grounded. I can say whenever there are like as you said from the social media part, whenever there are trends and all that,
Yeah.
I just looked at it and I can ignore and then get back to my senses. I can sit back and just think of whatever I wanted in life.
Okay.
Yeah, this and whenever I start thinking of it, then it just get me to my actual sense, and nothing actually gets me off that. Yeah.
Do you guys feel panic sometimes when there's a new camera being posted by Canon or
oh, that's real. That's real.
It's crazy.
There's a way they advertise it.
Yeah.
And then you hold your gadget, you be like, this
Is
one,
that
the
even-
new one can do what this one does, and this one does it best.
No.
Like,
Yeah.
it does it better. So
Yeah.
you'd be like, I feel like I should get that new one. And then
Yeah.
when you go on field, you should, with what you have, sometimes like the budget also contributes to that.
Yes.
That
You go to field, you take a picture, be like, nah, I don't think I need a new one. I can do it.
This one can do better.
This
For
one
the-
can do better.
For a moment, this one can do.
And this is the shift I'm talking about, because like in your field of work, like you say, like sometimes I feel my director will be on his YouTube trying to see what this can be done, the changes and all those things.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just look at him like, okay, what are you doing? I say like, I'm trying to better my life with learning. And
Yeah.
as well, sometimes I feel friends and family also contribute into like helping in coping up with this very fast shift. So how do you guys think the contribution of friends and family? Because sometimes I feel like it's the circle.
Yeah.
Takan zaman umataki barada sabini sio sabini mana sio, sa?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
Hasi, when we are growing, we meet different people on a daily basis, and sometimes I feel we lost the meaning of friendship because Hasida, Anna Kantala generally go it's a female. I'm with my friends. I'm with my
Mhm.
friends. Like everybody is being
Everyone
named
is
as a
As a
friend.
friend.
That is it.
So I don't know, like, are we losing the name of friends because like we just want to be in a circle with people and feel like we are cool and stuff?
I think the term friend is misunderstood.
Yeah.
And
We
even
can't
misused.
differentiate from friend, colleague, and acquaintance.
And even people who we know.
And people
Exactly.
you may know even, or people who we know.
That's why Facebook is always there, like people you may
People
know.
you know,
Like
yeah.
nobody is strictly there for you.
So there's this feeling like people have. For instance, if I am your friend on Facebook
Yeah.
and we happen to meet in real life, there's this feeling that you want me or you want us to immediately click.
Yeah.
And then it's not that necessary. Yes,
Yeah.
we're friends on Facebook, but then it doesn't make us friends.
Yeah.
Don't they look at you like it's very rude? Like,
Yeah.
they would
It's
catch
Yes,
you.
obviously
would
they
keep
do.
it. It happens.
Yeah.
It
They
happens
do.
several times with me on a personal note. Like when I don't know you so well, Diko, you know it.
Yes.
When I don't know you so well, like
Yeah.
I pull
Yeah,
myself
your
away.
boundaries,
Like
yeah.
I remember the first time we met, I
Yeah.
was just minding my
Very
business,
quiet. Like,
and then
very
people take
quiet.
it for me being rude.
Yeah.
But then when I get to know you,
Yeah.
I'll be like, okay, that's
That's
okay.
It's-
Yeah.
oh,
But then I also know who is a friend, who is an acquaintance,
Mm.
and who is a
who is
person that I
person
know,
you
Yeah.
and who is a
Who is a
colleague at the
colleague.
same
Yes.
time. The moment you can differentiate between this one, you can't mix things.
Do you think family and friends can help you cope with the times and the shift?
This one will come like exactly to the point you said about a cycle. That's on a friends basis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, on a friends basis, it will depend on your cycle.
Yeah.
But then if you're having like a friends who are not like who cannot get like cannot help you with positive ideas, so then means you're not having friends. They cannot help you cope up with that.
And even like nowadays, we are more with our friends than our relative. Have you guys noticed this?
That's exactly
Like-
what's happening with me
It
currently.
happens with almost everyone.
Even Abusa became guy like, your friends. I said like, do you guys know because of my friends I'm whatever I am because of those friends?
That is it.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
As per today, it's 4 days
Mm.
without me seeing my mom or her seeing me.
Wow.
And
Is it really?
sometimes we go past this.
Yeah.
Sometimes we go for weeks. Actually, not only for the fact that we don't stay together, but then like I go
Yeah.
early. Like
Mm.
ana hatla bidri sabah. I'll go to work so early and then I return late.
Mm.
And then even in the meantime, when I come home, I'm always in my room.
Yeah.
So the
Well,
only
you obu kun mafi
li-
kama.
little space that I have maybe on a lotali,
Mm.
you're going to shower
Yeah.
for dinner or something at least. But then staying with family,
Yeah.
okay, also family itself
Yeah.
had disconnected. Like the
Yes.
term family, it had disconnected. So
Mm.
we're just people that we know. These are people that we know and we have memories of with
Yes.
them during
Childhood.
grandfathers has like
Yeah,
that.
sure.
And because like literally right now, if I call a family member, not every family member takes a call as a call. Some finds it like
Exactly.
this one is coming in to
Disgusting.
beg.
Preach.
This one is coming
Preach.
in to beg. So family is hard to
Yeah.
understand.
Mm.
Yes, as much as families, yes, they help, but then it
Yeah.
is I will give it to the immediate family
Yes.
that are so close to you.
Yeah.
And then on my principle right now, if you have never been there for me,
Don't come
trust
and
me,
entitle.
don't come and feel entitled that I
Yes.
should be there for you. When I was crawling, you were just watching at me from a
Watching from
distance like
afar.
that.
And that thing, I have done it to many of them, but they feel like I'm being rude because I'm being a celebrity. Like, nigga, I'm a human being. And I have feelings, I have emotion. Like, why were you people when, like, we were struggling and stuff? And this is one thing, like, many people will not understand it, but I think with time,
And they will get to know
they will
it.
get to know that.
Me, I proudly support this meme. That there's a meme I found online that
Mm.
if you were never, or if you had never been
Yeah.
in grandpa's house when we were growing up, you're not family.
By the way, big shout out to my cousins, bro. Those cool cousins.
Those good cousins,
Those
like,
cool
they're
cousins.
these
Yeah?
cousins that you literally you grow up with them and you
Yeah.
know these are your cousins.
Yeah.
And then there are these cousins that when, like, as older as I am, they were
Yeah.
like, this is your cousin. Like,
Yeah.
come on, I don't know this dude.
How,
You
how
can't
had
expect
that,
us
how
to
had that
connect.
even happened?
We haven't been sleeping on ground.
On
We get the
ground.
habab as a word.
That is
Like
it.
we watch Space Tune or even play
Hide and
PS to
seek.
get hide and seek and all this stuff. Like, yo, it's very, and with those cool cousins, yeah, they really understand. Even if you don't talk to 2 months, 3 months,
The
6
moment
months,
you start
It's
once
talking,
way
you
normal.
all are back,
It's way normal.
everything gets normal.
nobody asks like
Where have you been and all
like
that?
it's just very normal. And this is the type of a relationship I really would love to have with any family members. But still, let's get back to how to cope up with modern and transitional society. Yeah, getting to one last question. Do you think it's harder to be easier, or do you think it's harder or easier to be a young person today, and why? Today or back then? Like there.
It's, currently, I can say it's harder
Mm-hmm.
to be a young person today.
Yeah. Why do you think so?
Because now, like, everything changes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to even, like, to adapt to the weather itself, it's a challenge. To adapt to the weather, to adapt to the weather itself, it's a challenge. And to everything that keeps happening on our daily basis, it's actually so hard than
Yeah.
it was in the past.
Mm.
So I can say
It's hard.
it's hard, very.
Is it the same?
Yeah, it's the same because in the past they don't have what we're going through. They don't have the pressure to succeed.
Yeah.
They don't have bills like we're having right now to pay.
The thing we have now.
Life right
it's
now,
hard.
I'm not saying life right now is harder than it was in the past,
Mm.
but then I would rather be in the past, a youth in the past, than
Yeah.
right
Than
now.
current.
I would rather have life in the past, like just walking, having small
Yeah.
fun, 1, 2, 3, like that. And
I
then
re-
family, when family was still connected,
Yeah.
people
Yeah,
know
sure.
what family is,
Yes.
than right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's for sure. And even like why I'm saying even it's more harder because responsibility keep changing. Because
Mhm.
like most of us, we are hustling from a younger age.
Exactly.
You'll feel like
The
Says
pressure to succeed.
the pressure is too much. You need to succeed. You need to make money. You need to better yourself. You need to better your surrounding. Has to then like imagine at your age you are a student, but you're still going to work, and even you don't have time to meet your own mother.
It
You
happened.
see how it's so hard.
Yeah,
Then
sure.
back in the days, like maybe responsibility or
It's
Malzara,
very-
Kuruju, come chill out under
And
the
even-
fire, and it's just I feel like it's just the generation.
And even in the
change.
past, like whenever it reaches, let me say, whenever it reaches 3 and your
Mm.
mom didn't see you at home, that's already a problem.
Yeah,
That's already a
Actually,
problem.
It was a challenge when I started working,
yeah.
because my mom felt
Mm.
I was disconnected with her. Till it reached to an extent, she was like, I think you should stop working. Now, like, nah, I
Yeah.
can't stop. I can't stop working because you feel like I am being disconnected from
Yeah.
you and you're
Yeah.
not seeing me every now and then. But
Mm.
then I am working because responsibilities are hard.
Yes, that's for
And
sure.
then
You cannot
the
just be
pressure of being
idle.
a husband.
Yes, by the way.
If you are a husband and then a guy at the same
That's
time, you
hard.
have siblings
That's
looking
hard.
up to you.
Yeah.
So whatever step you're taking, this is
Mm.
that step they are taking.
Yeah.
So if you jump to the left, they're jumping to the left.
Yeah.
You jump to the right, they're jumping to the right. So I can't be the first one and just be home sitting,
Yeah.
saying that, okay, my dad or my mom will provide.
That's for sure. And even not only that, not only with the gender base, but also with us ladies. No, Shabab Kakul, like any illegals, or even trying to skip the mental health through doing work, because I can even tell like we are really mentally disturbed as per the last episode that we have watched, like we talked about it. So like it's just really crazy, but I'm just so proud of every South Sudanese youth who is really trying to do and better themselves outside there. When it comes to this, it's so interesting that every time when it comes to the youth part podcast, it runs very fast. But last, if you could give one piece of advice to someone feeling lost in today's world, what will it be?
I'll be like, know where you came from,
Yeah.
know your path.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that 5 years old, 6 years old child that you were, the
Yeah.
type of life that you envisioned for yourself,
Mm.
and then try to compare it with what you're living right now. Is this
Okay.
the type of life that I want to live?
Mm.
And then also take it to a perspective that we're living in a world that everything is recorded.
Mm.
Would you want your kids to come and see that this is the lifestyle that my dad was living
Okay.
some years back, or my mom was living some years back?
Reputation.
Yeah.
Definitely you need to look into this, and then after you take all these decisions, then be like, okay, if it is what I want my kids to live or to grow up with, I'm good to go. But then if it is not, then you
Yeah,
change your
sure.
ways.
Okay.
Seek career guidance. People don't take it serious, but
Mhm.
then advise people to seek career guidance, especially teenagers.
Yeah.
Teenagers are getting lost on the way
Mhm.
due to no proper mentorship,
Yes.
whether be it from the parents, schools, or guidance.
Yeah.
They should seek career guidance.
Okay.
I can say it's kind of similar to what he said. But as a person out there, I can advise you you first sit back,
Yeah.
you sit and know what you're doing
Mm.
and think of what you wanted. Do you really want to continue living the life you're living currently? Do you really want to live like that?
Okay.
So if you can sit back and talk to yourself and understand whatever you really wanted, you can really get over this and just go through everything that's happening.
Okay.
Yeah.
For me to you, they have talked much, and if this happened to be 5 years or 7 years ago, I would have really needed that. But I thank God, I came back to the right path. Because we're all trying to find our ways into the
sure.
shifting world.
Yeah, sure.
And being a youth also is a little bit hard. So it's okay not to have all the answers, but what matters is always stay real, stay yourself, stay connected, and taking one step at a time. From me to you, thank you so much, my guests, for passing by the Youth Pulse podcast. And to you, the listeners, make sure that you subscribe, you follow, you comment. And till next time, my name is Nico De Andrew. Peace out. Bye. Peace out. Peace out.
Hello, and welcome to the Youth Pulse podcast with me, Nico De Andrew. Where we discuss pressing issues of this generation with heartful conversation, inspiring stories, and diverse perspective on girl-child marriage, reproductive health, education, youth champions, and climate, among other compelling topics, meeting your needs. Join us today to be informed, empowered, and engaged. The Youth Pulse podcast is speaking from our hearts.